What is up, guys? Welcome on back to TK's Garage. And if you can't tell, you know what time it is. It is St. Patrick's Day. I hope you guys all have a wonderful St. Patrick's Day. And I know you guys probably saw the video this morning and was like, what is this debacle that's going on? But me and the good bro Dizzle were just having a good time yesterday, pre-gaming for today. But today's video, I want to talk about the new CEO of Stellantis. And it's going to be somebody maybe you don't expect. I'm hearing insane rumblings from my sources that it's not Antonio Filosa. Now, that doesn't mean that Antonio Filosa can't still be the CEO, but it just makes this a lot more interesting with what we're seeing with all of the EPA emission rollbacks, the CRAs, Transportation Freedom Act, all the other stuff that's pending, could make Mopar Hellcat again. And Hellcat everything. So that is right, guys. Welcome on back to TK's Garage. Very happy St. Patrick's Day to all of you. I'm having some obviously not alcoholic coffee here this morning. Bailey's for the W. But let's talk a little bit about some of the rumblings I've been hearing coming out of my sources at Stellantis. Evidently, Ralph Giles is in serious discussions to possibly be the next CEO of Stellantis. Not Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, and Ram, Stellantis. Now, original looks or information that was coming out was because of the EU emissions, they would probably split Stellantis down the middle and have like Stellantis America or Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, Ram as its own thing, and then Stellantis Europe, right? With none of the American products being sold in Europe, so it wouldn't be tied to the emission standards that the EU is pushing. And then the EU rolled it back. And we already know what's going on here in America. Lee Zeldin has effectively removed every single regulation pushing emissions back to the very beginning of the Clean Air Act, which would be 1970, which means diesel trucks with no DEF and no EGR coolers or any of the rest of that crap. It means gasoline engines that don't have to have active fuel management or MDS for us that are Hemi-loving people. It means you want a CEO that knows this market. Even though the Europe market is important, they have to know this market because, newsflash, of everything that's going on, with everything that Stellantis does, Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, Ram makes the majority of the money for Stellantis. It's not Peugeot, it's not Fiat, sure the hell ain't Maserati, it's not DS, Lancia, Opel, it's none of that crap. It's Ram. It's Jeep. It was Dodge. We'll see if I'm starting to get worried that Dodge is getting put into a position almost as Chrysler with like products that suck. Nobody's going to buy them. These EV chargers are stacking up on lots. I just saw a video from a good friend of mine, Jay Williams. He does normally like tech reviews and stuff on the internet, but he also just leased one of these Dodge Charger EVs coming from a Tesla, right? Now he's not a EV like, crazy EV person or whatever. He's a Mopar guy. He's had Chrysler 300s, he's had Hellcat, Scat Packs, all that stuff. And he got leased one of these for his wife, right? Well, he was at the dealership. And you can get a Dodge Charger RT, right? So it doesn't have like the electric lift gate and all the other stuff, but you could go get one. You could buy one for 37 grand. That's how much they're discounting these damn things in some cases already because they're stacking up on dealer lots. Racer X has done a video on it. I know Butter the Insider's covered this a few times. I don't know if OC Motivator's been to the dealership to see how many are there, but I know, Tobin here in town is doing well on leases. I know they're leasing the crap out of those cars because some of the lease incentives, I mean, you're basically paying 10 grand for 2 years or 3 years or whatever it is, 5,000 at signing, and you're basically paying another 5 grand and you have a Dodge Charger for 2 years. 10 grand lease, what is it, 20,000 miles, whatever. It's not bad if you ask me. The car not being able to charge, I've seen some of this stuff on Mod to Fame's channel, is a different thing, but that's not what this video is about. We'll get into that in a separate video, but I think Ralph Giles would be the obvious choice, and it explains a lot of stuff because we've been hearing all of the rumblings about the Dodge Viper making a return. And I know that that's Giles's baby, right? And it's almost like the Avengers have been assembled for Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, and Ram, right? You got Kuniskis back at Ram. You got the guy who came up under Kuniskis with Matt McClure at Dodge. You got Bob over at Jeep. And these are all people in like Kuniskis's orbit. Now, I don't know what's going to happen with Christine Fuel at Chrysler. And, we'll have an update for you guys on if Chrysler's going to get sold to Leap or Geely or whoever. But I think Giles is actually not a bad choice. I'm not saying Antonio is a bad choice either. I'm just saying Giles is more from this market, but he's also, like, if you've ever seen any of the videos that have been done with Ralph Giles, like other media outlets that have talked about his cars, he likes Alfa Romeos and stuff too, right? So he's a timeless design guy, right? So he could, I think, balance the U.S. stuff and know this market with the appropriate people in charge at Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, and Ram, but also carry Europe forward with better designs, more power, and I don't know, people in Europe aren't going to buy Hellcats, TK. They don't want Hemis and I get it. I understand that petrol, aka gas, costs a lot more money in Europe. I know. I visit Ireland, and it's expensive. Makes me not want to complain about $4 a gallon gas in Vegas, but it's still something that I thought I should bring to your attention because all of my sources have been saying, hey, there's all kinds of rumblings from the board and stuff that Giles is in serious consideration to take over the entire company. And I don't know if Giles actually wants it. I don't know how far the discussions are going, but this is nothing new. I've talked about this before. Everybody was like, oh, TK, you're wrong. Tim Kuniskis isn't coming back. He's gone. He's going to be doing something with GM. And yeah, we heard all those same things too. But then, I said, hey, I know you just did a phone call with John Elkin. Hey, I know he just did another phone call with John Elkin. And what happened the next day? He was back. So I'm just saying this now because if Ralph Giles is the new CEO before April, I told you so. Anyways, let me know what you guys think in the comment section down below. Give the video a big thumbs up if you like what I do. Hit the subscribe button if you haven't already. And as always, stay petty, my friends. And be responsible today when you're going out for St. Patrick's Day. I've been looking at Instagram reels and posts of all of my, former, I guess, residents or, people that live in my area in South Boston. And oh my God, it's an S show. Make sure to also go check out the new site. We do have it up. You see this right here. All the fire merch is now available. Hats, hoodies, shirts. I got some other stuff coming. I got some custom watch stuff coming as well. So stay tuned for that. You can find all of that at tksgarage.com. And yeah, till next time, thank you very much for watching. I truly appreciate it. And as always, stay petty, my friends. Whoopee!